Hi everyone. In today's video we will learn how to create user-defined fields, how to create a field validation through transaction notification and post-transaction notice. So let's get started. You can see the purchase order screen, the quantity field. So we are going to set a validation on the quantity field so that once the quantity is entered, later the same cannot be changed. We are going to the user-defined field management and will create a UDF, where we can store the current quantity and validate against the same field if any changes happened. We will be creating a new field called quantity, which will hold the current value of the quantity always. And difference between the quantity field and the actual quantity field will help us to write the validation. I will create the field type as units and total and subtype as quantity. Now we will click on the Yes button and create the UDF. It is going to take a minute and now you can see my quantity is created. It will be visible at the last column of my purchase order screen rows. Now it is time to go to SAP HANA and write a post-transaction notice which will automatically update the quantity field's entered value to the new UDF. We will copy everything from the existing post-transaction notice and paste it to a SQL query console screen. At the Add Your Code Here section, I have to write the query. So let's start. Change the create to alter. Now write as. I am writing the query. The object type of the purchase order is 22, so we will mention object type is equal to 22. And since the task is going to perform both in add and update mode, we will write transaction type is equal to A and U both, where A stands for add and U for update. Now we have to write a update query which will update my user-defined field based on the quantity field in the purchase order. Update POR1 set U_V quantity is equal to quantity. Where doc entry is equal to list of calls valtab dale. This list of calls valtab dale will pick the current doc entry from my transaction. Now I will create one purchase order and check if the quantity field is being updated automatically or not. If it is working, then we will continue our next task, which is writing the validation to compare the standard quantity field and the newly created quantity field. Yes, It is working as expected, and the quantity is being updated to the new field automatically. Now it is time to write our transaction notification, which will help us to validate any quantity difference. I will copy the entire transaction notification, which is already available, and paste the same to a new SQL query editor, and alter the transaction notification. I will write my validation at the bottom of the stored procedure just before the end. Object type is 22 for purchase order, and I want to write the validation both for add and update mode. Now I will write my main query here to validate if the mentioned condition match in my query, as both the quantity field's value is different, then my validation will activate. Now it is time to test the validation. It should not allow me to change the quantity in purchase order. If I do the same, then it will show error message. And with the previous quantity, it will allow to update any other field. Now you have learned how to create UDF, transaction notification, post-transaction notice. To get more update, do not forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button to follow our channel. Thank you.